Thank you, Kanupriya, for sparing your time. I want you to narrate your journey so far. और उसके बाद एक एक करके मैं चाहूंगा हमारे चारों गेस्ट पहले थोड़ा सा अपना अपना एक्सपीरियंस नरेट कर दें वन बाय वन, और उसके बाद हम ओपन हाउस कर लेंगे तो पीपल कैन इंटरेक्ट विथ यू.
Uh,
यस
okay,
Kanupriya, you can start. We can
I can
listen to
start.
you.
Okay, great. Firstly, thank you so much, Sham sir, for having me here. And good evening, everyone. I feel really honored to be here with all of you today and to share a bit of my story, which has not been a straight line. And there have been many twists and turns and in last 12, 13 years, and I am where I am today. एंड आई नो कि आप बहुत लोगों को, आप सब में से बहुत लोगों को ऐसा लग रहा होगा कि आगे की जर्नी कितनी ज्यादा स्कैरी है, बहुत डॉन्टिंग है. बट आई वांट टू अश्योर यू दैट आई हैव बीन देयर एंड मोस्ट people who are going to be speaking here, I'm sure they have all been there many times over. When I was preparing for CAT, I think 12, 13 years ago, I was a very afraid and a lost child, I would say. But I was really blessed to have a mentor like Shamsar, who not only just helped me with the technicalities of preparation, but really motivated me and kept on pushing me to, keep my focus on and keep going towards the goal. And I prepared for my first attempt of CAT for 2 years. I was fully engrossed. I was doing my engineering at that time. I would be regular with my mocks, with my GD preps, my PI preps, everything. But the fun fact is, in my first attempt, I scored only 42 percentile. And that was the biggest demotivation for me at that time. And I think my confidence was extremely hit. But at the same time, it also gave me my first lesson in being resilient, in not giving up and continuing to move on. And I think sometimes these kind of instances in life also show you that you have not reached your goal yet, but you are still on the way. So another thing was, because I was so sure that I'm gonna clear my CAT, I wasn't even applying for any of the companies from my engineering college. So I left engineering without a job and I did not clear CAT, and I had absolutely no idea what am I supposed to be doing in future. I got an internship opportunity with this company called SAP. So I went there and realized within few months that tech is not something that I can be doing. So I applied for CAT again. And that year, I really did not prepare a lot. And I think because I was so disappointed from my previous experience, मैंने सोचा कि अब होगा तो होगा, नहीं होगा तो नहीं होगा. But that is the year which I actually ended up clearing CAT and I got into IIM Indore. Uh, Later, I realized that the trick here was कि even though मैंने इतने focus के साथ 2 साल prepare किया और सब कुछ prepared था, but I couldn't clear CAT because उस दिन मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा pressure ले लिया. I took too much pressure and I took too much. I think I took CAT too seriously and eventually I could not clear it. In my second attempt, I was extremely relaxed. I knew everything was in my brain already because I had prepared for 2 years, more than 2 years. So I just ended up clearing it. And I think that is one thing which I would like to share with everyone, that just have faith and trust in your preparation and don't take CAT so seriously. Even if you don't end up clearing CAT, already Sham sir has told you that so many colleges are there. Even if you don't end up clearing CAT, that's not the end of the world. And there are many good B school colleges that you can go to. And my journey after, which I will share with you now, will also tell you that how even after clearing CAT, it has been a lots of twists and turns. But everything works out in the end. So when I entered into IIM Mumbai campus, it was like being in a startup college, even though it was an IIM, because it was a new campus. There was not a proper infrastructure. There was not enough facilities. So the students themselves had to kind of run the institution. So while that was a negative part of it, the positive was also that it gave me my first entrepreneurial experience. I actually learned the skill of being an entrepreneur while studying there. And I was in the placement committee. We were supposed to get placement companies for the college, for the entire batch. And interestingly, during the placement process, I actually got debarred from the placement process because I said no to a big shiny MNC offer. Why? Because I didn't want to follow the safe path and I wanted to experience a startup environment, which I believed at that time would be far more aligned with my personal goals for growth. I know it was a bold decision and not everyone agreed with it, but and that also brought me one of more difficult periods of my life. But I think that really paid off. That risk really paid off in the end. Post my MBA, post IIM, I spent I think about 3 months literally applying to every startup in the country and being rejected by most of them. And that period was one of the toughest, where I was questioning myself, my abilities, whether I was on the right track at all. But then I met Miss Ananya Birla as a part of this application that I was making to different companies, and things started to fall in place. She saw potential in me, and she offered me a role as her executive assistant and a founding team member of the startup that they were starting at that time. And eventually, over next 9 years, I became the COO and the CEO of Ikai Asai, which is a Birla Group company. And the vision was absolutely aligned with what I wanted to do as an entrepreneurial project. And I ended up giving my entire heart and soul for next, like for an entire decade in building that company, in growing the team, and taking the company global. But even after all of this success, all of this recognition, I realized that the corporate grind, the numbers, the pressure to perform, it all started to feel like a weight, and I was feeling disconnected from myself, from my creative side, from like a deeper sense of purpose. So I think there was a moment of clarity about 2 years ago where I decided to mutually kind of part ways with the company. And that was also one of the scariest decisions of my life, because what would I do next? What really was my true calling? I have spent all my years until now towards building a career, towards getting into an IIM, towards becoming a CEO, but now leaving it all behind. But looking back, I really feel that that decision, I started to truly embrace myself. And I realized that success is really not about titles or salary or shiny job offers. It's about what truly lights you up from within, what your passion is, what really sparks something in you. And for me, that journey has led me to a lot of travel, a lot of exploring my art, creativity, my spirituality. And yeah, I now I'm advising a company as a chief mentor, which is in the space of craft and design. I'm also chief vision officer for a wellness based company right now. But now I work with the freedom of location and freedom of my time. I also pursue art. I play handpan, which is a musical instrument. And yeah, so I mean, it's not been a straight journey. A lot of people won't even agree with probably this path, but I just want to leave you with this thought that your path will not always be linear, and that's absolutely okay. You might face a lot of setbacks, a lot of rejections, and there'll be a lot of doubts that will keep coming to you. But that's not really a failure. That's simply just a lesson in bigger scheme of things, and they will 100% sure you into the person that you're meant to be. So, as scary as everything might seem right now in life, but don't be afraid to take any risks. Be okay to say no to the conventional, and trust your own instincts. I think that has something that has really led me to where I am today. And most important things, the importance of having mentors. I had mentors through and through, starting from Shamsar to a lot of teachers that followed in my journey after that. So have a mentor, have trust in your mentor, and trust in yourself. And yes, embrace your journey. Don't be afraid. CAT is not the end of the world. And I'm excited to see all the incredible things that you all will create.
Great, wonderful. Uh, Kanupriya, today before the session, I was having one mock interview for this year's, कॉल गेटर्स. मेरे ख्याल से आज के चैट में कुछ बच्चे होंगे भी जो आई एम कॉल गेटर्स हैं, मेरा ख्याल से रायपुर के. And literally, I'm telling you, I am listening to you as in I'm seeing you speak,
Mhm.
after those many years, almost close
13
to 15
years.
years. तो
Yeah.
बच्चों आप सब ध्यान से सुनना, मैं जो बोलने वाला हूँ। मतलब अब मैं इतना नॉस्टैल्जिक हो रहा था, मैं सोच रहा था यार ये वही लड़की है जिसको मैं इंट्रोड्यूस योर सेल्फ का आंसर प्रिपेयर कराता था। कुछ सिली ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक्स ही कर दिया करती होगी, और मैं कोचिंग में बैठ के इसको मैंने सब्जेक्ट वाइज एग्रीमेंट के लेसन दिए होंगे। एंड आई एम ऑनेस्टली टेलिंग यू, कनुप्रिया, द कंपोजर, द डेप्थ, द क्लैरिटी with which you are speaking, it is absolutely marvelous. मतलब मैं कुछ ऐसा बोल दूं कि योर लास्ट फ्यू मिनट्स ऑफ योर एक्सपीरियंस शेयरिंग सेशन दैट यू वर यू पार्ट ऑफ, यदि उसको टेड टॉक में दिया जाए तो एक बहुत अच्छे व्यूज उसके आ जाएंगे। इट वॉज रियली वर्थ लिसनिंग टू यू। बहुत ही मुझे
Thank you
मजा
so
आया।
much.
इट वॉज एब्सोल्युटली मेस्मराइजिंग जर्नी दैट यू नरेटेड। थैंक यू सो मच। एंड